from the Big Flem studio in Southern California. This is Big Flem's Pigskin Picks NFL edition with your host, Lorenzo Big Flem Fleming. Good afternoon, folks, and Merry Christmas. This is your host, Lorenzo Big Flem Fleming, coming to you once again with another episode of Big Flem's Pigskin Picks NFL edition for week what number we are? Number 16. Like I said, I haven't been recording much this season, and I do apologize for that. We are on week number 16, folks, of the NFL season. Like I said, in case you didn't know, the NFL season got extended to 17 games regular season now, so we have an additional week to add on to it. Like I say, it might not help much to help some certain teams out, but hey, what's worth another week of regular season NFL matchups, and you take away one preseason game, so it kind of balances out. All right, like I said, we're almost near the end of 2021 and also near the end of another NFL regular season. And let's look at the stats that we have so far, so good. And I hope you guys had a great Christmas today. And I hope that, Santa left you some nice, wonderful gifts under the Christmas tree this morning, as well as your kids and your family and your loved ones. And I hope that you're chilling and celebrating this nice holiday wherever you are around the world, whether you're in Seoul, South Korea, Los Angeles, California, Atlanta, Georgia, London, England, Vilseck, Germany, Berlin, Germany, Rome, Italy, Baghdad, Iraq, Kabul, Afghanistan, Beijing, China, or parts in between. So let's get this party started, shall we? All right. So far, for all the weeks that we did podcast for this season, after week 13 was the last week that we actually did stats, we were 9-4, which we did better. And our overall total of all that we've done so far this season is 37, 33-1, 52% winning percentage, which is better. And I know we can stand to improve more. All right, so like I said, speaking of Christmas, like I said, after you unwrap your presents and nice bows and all that good stuff, and if you're lucky to get a car or truck, Mercedes, Ferrari, Jaguar, Audi, whatever the case may be, or just something simple and nice for your Christmas present. And you got some sports going on. You got the NBA. I think it's like 3 or 4 NBA games going on today. That's the annual Christmas tradition. And also the NFL have 2 games scheduled today on this Christmas Day, which leads into week 16 tomorrow with the rest of our games. And of course, you know that this Omicron variant of COVID-19 has been really affecting some of our teams and stuff like that. They had to push games back this past week, to Tuesday because of test protocols and stuff like that. So, all right, without further ado, let's get it going here. Like I said, there are 2 games on the schedule today for Christmas Day. We have the 7-7 Cleveland Browns. Right now, they're trying to fight for a playoff spot and hopefully to win the AFC North division, because that's a very tight race right now in the AFC North between Baltimore, Cincinnati, Cleveland, and Pittsburgh. So it's going to be a very tight race in the AFC North. So they travel to the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field, take on the Green Bay Packers at 11-3, and they've already clinched the playoff berth, and they already clinched their division, the NFC North. Right now, it's just competing with Tampa Bay for the top seed in the NFC. So, like I said, Aaron Rodgers is doing pretty good. Baker Mayfield has been kind of erratic this season. And right now, this game is very important because, it helps them better in their seeding right now, because they're outside looking in as far as a wild card is concerned. So with that being said, I hate to break it to Baker Mayfield, but Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay is going to pull off a nice Christmas surprise for the folks in Green Bay with a win over the Browns. And also our second Christmas matchup, we have the 8-6 Colts. They're doing really good. Right now, they're competing with the Tennessee Titans for the AFC South title, and also they're currently right now they're sitting in a wild card, one of the 3 wild card spots in the playoffs. So right now they're trying to maintain that as they travel to Glendale, Arizona, at State Farm Stadium to take on the 10-4 Arizona Cardinals. I say Kyler Murray kind of struggled the last 2 weeks. He's coming back from injury. And also DeAndre Hopkins, the last I checked, he was still out. He might be playing today because I haven't had a chance to check the injury report. But right now, I think that Kyler Murray and company will get it together and pull out a win over the Indianapolis Colts. Because right now they're trying to, dominate the NFC West because they're currently battling with the LA Rams for the division crown and also a playoff berth as well. So, and as it stands right now, Arizona has the tiebreaker edge over the Rams as far as the NFC West division title is concerned. So we believe that Arizona will pull it out over the Colts today, as well as the second Christmas Day matchup. All right, now going ahead to Sunday's matchup, we got the 2-11-1 Detroit Lions. Poor kitty cats. They traveling to Hotlanta, the ATL, to take on the up and down Atlanta Falcons, aka the Pigeons, at 6-8. Atlanta's really been struggling. Like I say, we don't know what's going on with these guys, so they need to get their act together. If right now they have a very slim chance to make the playoffs. Right now at 6-8, and right now, they split the season series with the Carolina pathetic Panthers, and right now they got swept by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which more likely will win the NFC South division. And then they already took one game from the New Orleans Saints, the Aints, and they got a rematch coming up with them in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. But hopefully, Matt Ryan and company can pull it out. Like I said, Calvin Ridley, he's still out with his mental issues and stuff like that. I hope he gets better soon. So, like I say, our receiving core really struggled over the last couple of weeks. So hopefully Matty Ice can get it together and pull out a win over the Detroit Lions. Our next center matchup, we have a key AFC North showdown where we got the 8-6 Baltimore Ravens traveling to the Queen City, Cincinnati, Ohio, to Paul Brown Stadium to take on the 8-6 Cincinnati Bengals. Both teams are fighting for the AFC North division title, and right now is a very close competition between those two, and Cleveland and Pittsburgh. So these last 2 games will determine, who will win the division and who will get a wild card spot. But it seems like right now Cincinnati has the inside track to win the division. And like I said, Lamar Jackson got banged up last week, and right now we don't know his status as of right now. So with that being said, we're going to go with Joe Burrows and company and the Cincinnati Bengals in a close one over the Baltimore Ravens and take one step closer to winning the division title. In our next matchup, we have 10-4 LA Rams. Right now, they're trying to fight to clinch the NFC West division title as they travel to Minneapolis, St. Paul, to take on the 7-7 Vikings. Right now, there's rumors going around that Mike Zimmer's job might be in jeopardy. Like I say, he might be gone at the end of the season. So, and like I said, Matthew Stafford really blossomed with the Rams after that trade from Detroit. Especially when they pick up Odell Beckham Jr. and Sam Darnold. With that defense, hey, the Rams can do it. So with that being said, we're going to go with the Rams over the Vikings. All right. We got one more pick, and we're going to take our first break. Our next pick is a key AFC East matchup, and the winner of this matchup will have the inside track to clinch the AFC East division title, where we got the 8-6 Buffalo Bills traveling to Foxborough, Mass, to take on the 9-5 Patriots. under Matt Jones and company. Like I said, the Patriots are doing good with Matt Jones at quarterback, stuff like that. And like I said, those are the top two teams in the AFC East. And right now, the winner of this matchup will definitely have the inside track to clinch the AFC East title, and also will decide who will go to the wild card, who will be in the wild card race. Like I said, Josh Allen, he really needs this, so we're going to go with Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills over the Patriots in a close game in Foxborough. All right, folks, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with Big Flem's Pigskin Picks NFL Edition for week number 16 here on Big Flem Radio and TV. And again, Merry Christmas and enjoy your day today. Hey folks, this is Big Flem Radio and TV podcast channel creator and host Lorenzo Big Flem Fleming here, reminding you, the listeners, to be safe out there during this holiday season. Please be cognizant of your surroundings while you're out partying for this upcoming New Year's Eve, New Year's Day celebration. If you are out partying, please drink responsibly and catch a cab or an Uber, Lyft, etc. to take you home if you have too much to drink. Please don't get behind the wheel if you are intoxicated, because it's not worth losing your life or someone else's during this holiday season. Big Flem Radio and TV wants you and your family members to be safe and be around in the coming new year. Happy holidays, happy Hanukkah, and happy Kwanzaa. Hey folks, this is Lorenzo Big Flem Fleming, host, creator of Big Flem Radio and TV podcast channel. As you all know, we are rolling into the second year of this coronavirus pandemic, and right now there's a new variant that is posing a serious threat to our health and well-being. If you haven't known by now, it's the Omicron variant, and so far is surpassing the previous variant, the Delta variant. So, like I said, I know it's very unpleasant and very uncomfortable, but please, we got to stay cognizant of our health and well-being of our fellow man. Please practice social distancing. Stay 6 feet apart from others. Make sure you wear your mask. Make sure you use your hand sanitizers, and definitely wash your hands at least 20 seconds. And if you are vaccinated, please, by all means, get the booster from Pfizer. And if you're not vaccinated, well, like I said, my personal opinion is that you should get the vaccine. There's a lot of ifs and unknowns out there, and a lot of people are afraid, and a lot of people don't want to be told what to do in reference to their health. But in order for us to combat this COVID-19 pandemic, we got to do our part to do what needs to be done. So I would encourage you, like I said, it is up to you. It is your decision whether you get the vaccine or not. So please take your life seriously, take your family and your loved ones' lives seriously, and do what needs to be done in order to minimize this COVID pandemic. Big Flem Radio and TV cares, and I hope to see you soon in this new year as we continue to battle this COVID-19 pandemic. So please be safe out there. Okay, folks, welcome back. If you haven't heard by now, Big Flem Radio and TV podcast channel is a channel with 6 podcast shows dedicated to music, talk, and veterans information, veterans information and news. So if you haven't checked it out yet, I highly encourage you to check it out. And also check out our online store, for the latest Big Flem Radio and TV theme merchandise, to buy for your friends, your loved ones, co-workers, aliens from Mars, outer space, so on and so forth. And especially if you didn't get anything for anybody for Christmas this year, if you want something for the last minute for the new year, before the new year, hey, check it out. Like I said, check out the website at www.bigflemradiotv.com. Again, that's www.bigflemradiotv.com. That's one word. That's BIGFLEM as in Mike, RADIO TV. Also, if you want to be a guest picker or prognosticator, or if you want to be a guest on one of our talk shows, or if you want to, have some comments or how to make our podcast shows better, I highly encourage you to communicate with us. Send us an email at bigflemradiotv@gmail.com. Again, that's bigflemradiotv@gmail.com. And also, we're on social media, folks. We have a Twitter page as well. You can also do the same thing on Twitter at Flem_radio. Again, that's Flem, FLEM as in Mike, _radio, RADIO. We also have a Facebook group page dedicated to Big Flem Radio and TV podcast channel under the same name, Big Flem Radio and TV. And we also have a YouTube channel by the same name. Like I said, we don't have not that many videos on there, but if you can check out what we do have, and we're in the process of doing more, recording some video episodes to correlate with the audio episodes of our podcast shows. And we're definitely going to improve and do better for this new year. So please check it out, and also like it and subscribe to the YouTube channel. All right, now let's get back to our Pigskin picks for NFL for week number 16. All right, so where do we left off at? Okay. Like I say, where we are, yeah. Right now we have the 4-10 Giants, aka the Midgets, traveling to Philly, the city of brotherly love, to take on the 7-7 Eagles in a key NFC East matchup. Like I said, of course, the Giants has been struggling, and I've been reading there's talk about getting rid of Daniel Jones, their first round pick from 3 years ago, and just probably focus on getting a new quarterback. Stuff like that. So we'll see how that drama unfolds. And right now, Jalen Hurts is doing everything he can to help bolster the Eagles' playoff chances as a wild card right now. So with that in mind, we pick the Eagles over the Giants in a close game. All right, our next matchup is an NFC South matchup where we have the 10-4 Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the defending Super Bowl champions after they got shut out last week. And then Tom Brady was really frustrated last week as well. So as they travel to Charlotte, the Queen City, to take on the 5-9 Carolina Pathetic Panthers. And of course, Cam Fig Newton, like I say, he's been re-signed to the Panthers. I don't know how much that's going to help. And we don't know how much he has left in the gas tank. But I know that Tom Brady wants to recover from that blowout loss, from that shutout loss, last week. So we're going to say the Buccaneers in a blowout over the Panthers in the key NFC South matchup. And hopefully with this victory, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will clinch the NFC South Division title for the second straight year. Well, no, not second straight year. Is it? I could be wrong, but they'll clinch the division in regardless. So. All right, our next matchup, we have the 8-6 LA Chargers traveling to Houston to take on the woeful 3-11 Houston Texans. Right now, of course, the Deshaun Watson saga is still going on there. They can't play him because of his legal issues, and Deshaun Watson still wants to get out of Houston. So we'll see how that drama unfolds. And the Chargers, like I said, Justin Herbert is still keeping it going for them. And right now they're trying to push for that AFC West division title, and also a possible wild card pick if not. So with that being said, we're going to pick the Chargers over the Texans. All right, our next matchup is we got two struggling teams here. We got the 4-10 Chicago Bears, the Bears, as they travel to the Emerald City, Seattle, to take on the 5-9 Seattle Seahawks. Right now, Russell Wilson, he kind of struggled a bit since he come back off of injury. And so far, they won 2 in a row so far. So hopefully the Seahawks can get it together to make this season very decent. I doubt they're going to have a winning season this year. But hopefully, Russell Wilson can get it together. And I read that he wants to stay in Seattle for a while longer. So hopefully that'll tamper down some of that drama there. So, and of course, and speaking of the Bears, Matt Nagy, the head coach's seat is very hot right now. They're talking about probably getting rid of him and getting a new head coach next season. So we'll see how that drama plays out. But for now, we're going to pick the Seahawks over the Bears. The Bears. All right, our next matchup is a key AFC matchup where we have the 7-6-1 Pittsburgh Steelers traveling to Arrowhead Stadium to take on the defending AFC champions, the 10-4 Kansas City Chiefs. Like I said, Kansas City definitely improved since the beginning of the season, because at the beginning of the season, they were really kind of struggling a little bit. And then they finally got their stride, and they've been humming along ever since. And then the Steelers right now, they're barely hanging in there. Right now, they're in a tight race for the AFC North division title and a possible playoff spot. So, like I said, it's very tight right now. And this game is very important for both teams. But for now, we're going to pick the Chiefs over the Steelers. All right, right now the Chiefs are an 8.5-point favorite. Right now, our next pick, we have the Las Vegas Raiders at 7-7, battling the 7-7 Denver Broncos. Right now, they're tied in the middle of their division, and right now, I don't know which way one of these teams are going, but they have a very slim chance to make the playoffs, even as a wild card right now. And right now, there's only 3 games separate them and the Chiefs. So right now, the best they can do is get a wild card spot. So with that being said, we're going to go with Derek Carr and the Raiders over the Broncos. Our next match is an NFC East match where we got the 6-8 Washington football team. It seems like they've been kind of picking up a little bit lately as they travel to AT&T Stadium, aka Jerry Dome, as they take on the playoff-bound 10-4 Dallas Cowboys. And right now, with the win, Dallas can go ahead and wrap up the NFC East division title with the win over the Washington football team. And plus they still got a couple of NFC East matchup games left in the season. So hopefully the Cowboys can take care of business and win the division. They already clinched a playoff spot, but they can wrap up the division with the win over the Washington football team. So we're going to pick the Cowboys over the Washington football team. And that's our Sunday evening game. And then our Monday night matchup, we have the 7-7 Dolphins trying to fight for a possible playoff spot as they travel to the Crescent City to take on the New Orleans Saints. The Aints also at 7-7. Right now, they're trying to fight for a wild card spot in the playoffs. Right now, they don't have much of a chance to win the NFC South division. So hopefully that'll be their next goal, is go for a wild card spot. And both teams been kind of up and down this season and stuff. Like I said, Tua Tagovailoa, I can't pronounce his last name. He's been kind of struggling up and down this season for the Dolphins, aka the Tuna Fish. And also, the Saints have been struggling with Jameis Winston. He's knocked out for the rest of the season, and their backup quarterback, he's been kind of struggling as of late. So that being said, we're going to go with the Dolphins, aka the Tuna Fish, over the New Orleans Saints for the Monday night matchup. And right now, the Dolphins are a 2.5-point favorite. All right, folks, we're going to take another break, and we'll be right back to wrap up another episode of Big Flem's Pigskin Picks NFL edition for week number 16 here on Big Flem Radio and TV. Flem Radio wants you to know that approximately every 51 minutes, someone is killed in a drunk driving crash. Buzz driving can also cause huge financial penalties with fines and legal fees. Friends, don't let friends drive drunk. Find out more at nhtsa.org. Gnarly, dude. This is Jess Bacoli. When I'm out hanging tin, catching the waves, checking out the chicks, and skipping Mr. Hand's class, I'm listening to Big Flem Radio and TV. Oh. Hey folks, welcome back. Now we're going to go ahead and wrap up this episode of Big Flem's Pigskin Picks NFL edition for week number 16. We picked the Atlanta Falcons, aka the Pigeons, over the Detroit Lions, aka Kitty Cats. Right now, they got the Falcons at a 6.5-point favorite to win. We picked the Green Bay Packers to win over the Cleveland Browns, with the Packers with a 7-point favorite. We picked the Cardinals over the Colts with a 2.5-point favorite. The Cardinals have a 2.5-point favorite. We picked the Bengals over the Ravens, 4.5, and the Bengals have a 4.5-point favorite. We picked the Rams over the Vikings, with the Rams with a 3-point favorite. We picked the Bills over the Patriots, with the Patriots having a 2-point favorite to win this game, but we picked the Bills in spite of that. We picked the Jaguars to beat the Jets, with the Jets with a 1.5-point favorite. We picked the Eagles over the Giants, aka the Midgets, with the Eagles with a 10-point favorite. We picked the Buccaneers over the Panthers in a blowout. We picked the Chargers over the Texans, with the Chargers with a 10.5-point favorite. And of course, we got the Seahawks over the Bears, and with the Seahawks in a 6.5-point favorite. We picked the Kansas City Chiefs over the Steelers, with the Chiefs with the 8.5-point favorite. We picked the Raiders over the Broncos, with the Raiders with a 1.5-point favorite. And we picked the Cowboys over the Washington football team, with the Cowboys with a 10.5-point favorite. And last but not least, for our Monday night game, we picked the Dolphins over the Saints, with the Dolphins with a 2.5-point favorite in that game. All right, folks, that about does it for us for this episode of Big Flem's Pigskin Picks NFL Edition for week number 16. And tune in again next week. We'll wrap up the regular season. Was it regular season? No, actually week 17, because we got a week 18 for those teams that already has bye weeks. So next week will be week number 17 of Big Flem's Pigskin Picks NFL Edition. Also, please check out Big Flem's Pigskin Picks College Football Edition for bowl week. Like I said, I got behind. I should have been doing some more recordings, and I apologize for that. So right now we're started getting into the heart of the college bowl season, with some other bowl games coming up, including New Year's Day games, including the college football playoff games. Of course, you know my home state team, the Georgia Bulldogs. They host Michigan in one of the semifinal matches, as well as against Michigan, the Wolverines, aka the Raccoons. And then in the other bracket, we have the number 1 ranked Alabama Crimson Tide, Road Tide, as they host the upstart Cincinnati Bearcats. And right now the Bearcats want to get a shot at knocking off Alabama. It would be nice if they would do it, but we'll keep our fingers crossed on that. And then the winner of those two games will play in the College Football National Championship game. All right, until then, take care, be safe, and like I said, I hope you had a great Christmas. And I look forward to this upcoming New Year's Eve, New Year's Day holiday. So, folks, be safe out there if you're celebrating. And also, today begins Happy Kwanzaa. Like I said, there are 7 African principles. Like I said, it's a cultural holiday, that symbolizes the 7, different African philosophies and principles that are involved in Kwanzaa. And like I said, I'll probably do a podcast episode on Lorenzo's commentary specifically for Kwanzaa to explain what it is and go through each of the 7 principles of Kwanzaa. So also happy Kwanzaa for those who do celebrate it. And also, like I said, be safe out there for the rest of this week until we get to the New Year's Eve weekend. And definitely don't drink and drive, and don't get intoxicated by smoking weed, because I know marijuana is legal in several states in the United States. And there's a big push to nationalize it, make it, decriminalize it nationally, which I don't think is a good idea, in my personal opinion, but whatever, don't get intoxicated if you're on, illegal drugs or anything like that, or even prescription drugs. Please think about your family, your loved ones, and folks out there too as well, if you don't think about yourself. But I would definitely think about myself and look at the consequences that will happen if you do get caught driving under the influence or while intoxicated, and if someone dies in that situation. And they'll definitely hit home very hard. But enough of that on the soapbox. So let me go ahead and close out this end credits. So please, 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 please take care and have a blessed week here on Big Flem Radio and TV. And don't forget to check out the rest of the podcast channels as well on Big Flem Radio and TV podcast channels. Until then, peace, progress, much love, and stay blessed and stay prayed up. And also be safe out there because we got that Omicron variant running rampant across this country. So please take care of yourselves. Practice social distancing, use hand sanitizer, wear your mask. And if you're not vaccinated, I highly suggest that you get vaccinated, but that's your personal decision and yours alone. So until then, take care here on Big Flem Radio and TV. Big Flem's Pigskin Picks NFL and college football editions are a production of Black Rebel Productions in association with Flem Media, a division of LWF Enterprises, LLC. The opening theme music clips are the sole properties of CBS Sports College Football as well as Fox NFL Sports. This podcast is intended for entertainment purposes only.